No, it's fine. I'll talk about Barb. I'm finally ready.
Testing.
Barb. Barb is dead. Justice for Barb. I'm kidding about. I'm making a Barb joke. I'm happy to talk about Barb. I mean, Barb was kind of the first. That was the first time we kind of experienced a viral moment with the show, or what felt like a very viral moment. We didn't, expect it because Barb had 25 lines.
Are you serious?
The reason we had Barb in there as a character was we wanted Nancy to have some real direct connection to these supernatural going-ons, and we liked the idea that she had this sort of nerdy friend because she is this academic girl, but she's getting pulled towards the popular crowd. I mean, this is something we experienced.
Nance, seriously, you're gonna be so cool now. It's ridiculous.
No, I'm not.
We were Barb in high school, though. We weren't Nancy.
We had friends who were Nancy who left us. We did not die, but we died on the inside.
But she actually died. Barb died in the pilot script that we sold to Netflix. She died in that script. So we ended up keeping her in a full other episode.
Thankfully.
You better still hang out with me. That's all I'm saying.
That character, thanks to Shannon, ended up resonating a lot with people, even though she had such little screen time.
Nancy! Hello?
Well, as we were turning in the scripts for season 1, Netflix the one note that we consistently got back is like, what about Barb? Is anyone thinking about Barb? And we're like, it's a show about Will and so much else going on. Well,
what about Barb's family? I'm like, we just don't have time. We don't have the bandwidth to start to introduce Barb's mom and dad and all of this. But Netflix kept harassing us about it.
Come on, you are not this stupid.
Turns out they were right, that maybe we should have included more Barb, but that was part of the reason she became a phenomenon, because of how little the town seemed to care about her, which is part of the point of that character.
We neglected her, and as such, Hawkins neglected her, and it made her that much more famous, so I think it all worked out at the end of the day.
Bob was interesting because he was always designed and created to die very early on. He wasn't actually much of a character. The initial idea was that Joyce has kind of a loser or obnoxious boyfriend who is going to get killed. Initially was going to get killed by Will very early on. And then through the casting process, and this is one reason I like television, we found Sean Astin. Sean Astin actually, it's still crazy to me, put himself on tape. And we found him so endearing and engaging that we changed the Bob character to match Sean Astin.
Did I ever tell you about Mr. Baldo?
Mr. Baldo?
Yeah.
Didn't die in episode 3 like he was supposed to, then didn't die in episode 4 until finally we made it all the way till episode 8, and we said at that point, if we're gonna do it, we have to do it. But it was hard writing his death scene, to be honest, because it was saying goodbye to this character we really enjoyed writing, but mostly, saying goodbye to Sean, who's such a great guy.
But we changed it obviously for Demo Dogs kill him, because we couldn't, at that point, we're like, we can't have even a possessed Will kill Bob, because we're gonna not like Will anymore. So we had the Demo Dogs do the deed.
One of our writers, Kate Treefry, she happened to be there. Our visual effects supervisor thought she was about the size of a Demo Dog. So we had her on top of Sean, fake slashing him, and so the whole thing was like sad and ridiculous.
Even though it was emotional and no one wanted to see him go, and I know Sean didn't want to go, it was like a surreal and fun day.
Our mom thinks we went too far and that it's too violent. So I got a little bit of a lecture about that.
Baker brought so much of Billy to life in terms of he brought so much depth to it, and he constantly pushed us to go, Billy's not just a mean guy, talk to me about his backstory and his dad.
This is serious shit, okay?
We're starting to peel back layers of Billy, so even though he's never redeemed like Steve, he never becomes a good guy, we know that deep down there is this goodness in Billy, which is really what led to Billy ultimately saving 11 at the end of season 3.
We knew he was going to have a 2-season arc. Billy was. We knew that he was going to die from the moment we introduced him at the end of season 3. We knew we were going to build sort of a possession storyline around him. The idea of exploring Max's reaction to that came as we were working on season 4. So it wasn't some sort of grand plan, but we liked the idea of exploring what her reaction to something like that would be. Someone who was very much a part of her life, but someone who she had an extremely complicated, messy relationship with. It's important that every death resonates in a big way, which is why we don't kill so many people, or we're very careful who we kill, because it has these massive season-long ripple effects. Because otherwise it just doesn't feel like it has any weight to it. Eddie was interesting. Eddie was a character that we all came up with pretty early in the writer's room. There was a version of Eddie that was going to be annoying and grating and wasn't going to work. So we needed to find someone with a lot of charisma. It was the hardest casting maybe we've ever done in the show, was finding Eddie. And for a while we didn't think we were going to be able to find him. And then we saw Joe Quinn's tape. And it was very clear to us very early on that, yeah, we had something very special with Joe.
You want something, freak?
We were only filming for a few weeks, and then the pandemic hit. It allowed us to go back after seeing the kind of energy that Joe brought to it and continue to work on that character.
Eddie was always destined to die. I mean, we always had that arc built for him. Once we got to that point, it was really hard. It was similar to Sean Astin, where we weren't sure we wanted to do it because it meant saying goodbye to Eddie and Joe, but it was the right thing for Dustin and his arc. I mean, obviously very much in the way that when Billy died, it affected Max. This is going to have a major impact on Dustin.
I love you, Dad.
It's almost the moment Chrissy dies and he's blamed for her death. You know, we knew we had sort of dug him into a hole purposefully, but it was going to be impossible to really dig him out of it. So he really is, from that moment on, a dead man walking in a lot of ways.
Eddie's story was always going to be a tragic one. So even if he were to live, it would have been kind of a tragic end for him. He would have wound up in jail, probably.
That's what's killing the kids!